What is up, football fans? This is Play Action Takes, Apollo Media's NFL podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Zing Zang's Blazin' Bloody Mary Mix. Christmas is right around the corner. Go to your local store, grab the Zing Zang Blazin' Bloody Mary Mix, and just have a grand old time with the holidays with Zing Zang.
Oh, yeah.
With Zing Zang.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you need...
Zang responsibly.
Yeah, obviously. Zang responsibly. And if you haven't already, go get those stocking stuffers. Go to celebritymint.com. Just go check out all the stuff. Mike Tyson, Ric Flair. They got all kinds of awesome collectibles that you can grab. Just put them in the stocking. You know? It's easy. Easy gifts.
They're fucking badass, too. I mean, this is one of the craziest athletes to ever walk the earth, Mike Tyson. So, you know, anyone could be a fan of these. So go check him out.
And he has a cool face tattoo. So
he does. I kind of want one.
If the Texans win the Super Bowl, will you get a Mike Tyson tattoo on your face?
Yeah, I'll get a Texans tattoo.
Maybe not on the face. I might
Texan
do the neck.
style
I'll
Mike
do some
Tyson.
neck action.
Yeah, no, I swear. Yeah, no, that would be.
Okay. All right.
Maybe. Yeah, no, I'll do something crazy because I'll be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just I've been wanting that almost my entire life.
Yeah,
so
no, that's fair. So we watched Week 15 this week. Normally, next week would be kind of depressing. It'd be the second to last week of the season, but luckily we have an extra game, as the last few years have. So we've got 3 more weeks of football after this. So it's getting a little depressing, and I'm sure on y'all's end, as Texans fans, y'all are getting just incredible anxiety and nervousness about the next 3 weeks. So, yeah.
Yeah, usually around this time, last few years, it's like, you know, the fucking.
It is what it
we're
is.
not obviously we have 2 wins. You know, we're not fucking doing shit. But right now, it's not like we have 10 or 11 wins, and it's like, well, we're on the way to the postseason. We have 8 wins, right in the middle of the fucking pack in the AFC, where everyone has 8 wins, and it's like, I don't know if we're gonna be playing. Meaning, I don't know if we're gonna be playing
AFC
football.
Is just a
3 weeks
rat
from now,
race
or
right now,
4 weeks
basically,
from now.
and it sucks. I mean,
it sucks.
It's fun
it
to
sucks, I don't know.
be in the picture. It's fun to be involved, right? Because, like Garrett said, we haven't been, but also the anxiety that I'm going to be feeling for the next 3 weeks straight. And the absolute, I need to meet a witch of sorts. I need to meet some sort of supernatural being. I need Gardner Minshew and the Colts to just kind of not play football anymore. I'd rather them stop what they're doing because it's stressing me out. And then Jake Browning also, I'd like to have a word with him. There's just some people I'd like to talk to. Yeah. I need Josh Allen to just take a year off the playoffs, go spend some time with Haley Steinfeld, go build your new house wherever the hell you're building it. Wrap it up. All right, let us have some fun. Let CJ Stroud have some fun. Leave us alone. Let us play football. Jesus.
Please God.
So week 15 on Thursday night, we didn't even mention this game. We didn't talk about it. We didn't say anything about these 2 teams. These teams are not making the playoffs, by the way, either. So it's weird that we're going to talk about them. But the Raiders scored 63 points against the Los Angeles Chargers on Thursday night. The week after Brandon Staley is fired.
I don't
know. I just don't know how that even happens. How do you usually when the coach gets fired, you get a little jolt. Little boost. Yeah. The exact opposite happened. The Raiders scored 0 points the week before, and they scored 63 on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the Chargers are in hell. The Chargers are in absolute hell. We thought, maybe a coaching problem, maybe this. Might be just way more than that. It might be just the whole franchise.
Yeah,
you know, I feel like ever since they moved to LA, they've been cursed. I feel like ever since they moved to LA, get your ass back to San
Chargers,
Diego, man. Get your ass back down to San
losing
Diego.
Staley obviously was the best course of action, but at this point in the season, especially with Herbert being out for the season, it's like, there's no hope left in that locker room. They're all waiting for Cancun, here in a couple of weeks. But it really is just on top of everything that's already happened this season, letting a team that's not that good, Aiden O'Connell should not be throwing 4 touchdowns against you. I don't care who you are. So when letting that happen to you is so demoralizing and just really kind of sums up the Chargers' year and maybe just the history of their franchise. Every time it seems like, they're getting it. They're ready. They're ready. You got Herbert. You got Mike Williams. Got Keenan Allen. You got Austin Eckler. You got Dogs. You got Kellen Moore in the offseason. He's going to be a good OC. Going to be good here. It's been a train wreck, and I feel bad for the fans, but I think this is a good good for them. Just go get a new coach. Go get Bill Belichick, maybe. Who knows? But go get someone and start over, because you got Justin Herbert for a while, but you got to do something.
Yeah, Bill Simmons said it on his Monday podcast yesterday. Maybe the Raiders and Chargers should just swap cities that they play in. Put the Chargers in Vegas, where no one cares already. Raider fans are everywhere, so Raider fans have been showing out in Vegas, but no one cares about Vegas. You can get your new team, new fan base, move the Raiders back to LA, where all the fans really already are, and just call it a day. You just swap the cities, and you keep the uniforms. You do whatever you want, and now you're the Las Vegas Chargers and the Los Angeles Rams.
Seems appropriate to me. That seems appropriate to me.
I don't know. It just makes sense.
I feel like it does make sense because there are no Chargers fans.
No.
I've only met two in my lifetime, and I don't even think they are actually Chargers fans. They're more Angels fans than anything.
They just really picked two shitty teams to root for.
Speaking of baseball tangent, that sucked. But no, crazy. But I mean, going back to like what Noah said, like they just got to do something drastic this offseason. The Chargers hire Bill Belichick, trade. Like I don't know, like I don't even know Bill Belichick would want to make that train ride over to LA. I don't know. I feel like Bill Belichick might retire, but that's besides the point. They just need something drastic to jolt this team into the right. Brandon Staley was such a boring hire. They need like an exciting, oh, wow. All right, we got that guy. All right. Kind of like the Texans when they got D'Amico. It was like, we got the guy we wanted. Let's fucking go. He's one of the hottest coaching candidates. We got him. Let's go. The Chargers need to do something like that because they are in this rut that they just cannot escape because they're just bland and boring. And since you have such an exciting quarterback,
I was listening to Julian Edelman was talking about this, and obviously he has interesting insight as a player and also played for, who we've been talking about, Bill Belichick. He was talking about Brandon Staley came in, got that head coaching job. It was kind of, like Garrett said, a boring hire for the Chargers. And then he came in and he was taking this analytics approach. Y'all remember that when he was like, like he was getting clowned because they didn't go for it or something, and they decided to kick a field goal. And in the press conference, he was like, well, the analytics said that if we should have done this. And it was just such a stupid decision. But that was like his thing. And then after it obviously didn't work well into his tenure, he just kind of went back on that. And when it was just like, no, you know what, I'm just going to coach from instinct. But then when you do that, you just lose your whole thing. Like you lose your identity as a coach. And it just kind of, then the team doesn't have an identity. And that's kind of been the case with the Chargers. It's just been just a bunch of nothing, just a bunch of flashy players, but what are they doing? And so they just need a new identity. Like the big hire, the Belichick, honestly, if I was a Chargers fan, I'd really be interested to see Eric Bieniemy. I know his name's always in the rounds of head coaching and he's never getting that job. But what he's done with Sam Howell and that Washington team, that's not good. But Sam Howell somehow, having a very solid year. You get EB with Bieniemy and then those weapons like Keenan, like Austin Eckler. I don't know if Eckler's going to be around much longer there, but I feel like that would be a good choice. So Bill Belichick, Eric Bieniemy, Joe Brady, I think are all good options.
I mean, that would be
Ben Johnson. Joe Brady. They look the exact same.
You always say Joe Brady, and we're like,
they look the exact same.
Ben Johnson.
Dude, they're both just crackerjack offensive dudes.
No, they don't.
They just look the same to me.
No, they don't.
He is. You're right. I don't know why. Ben Johnson.
Joe Brady is a schmuck.
I need you to Google. I need you to Google who Joe Brady looks like. I just need you to look up Joe Brady right now. Pick up your phone and tell me that looks the exact same as Ben Johnson, because it is nowhere near that.
Because we want to let me and Stoney always wavelength. We're talking to each other we're doing Shining, and we're like,
the gears
did he just say Joe Brady?
Sorry.
You're
not going to tell me right now that Ben Johnson and Joe Brady.
No, not that guy. Please,
they're both like blondish, blondish, skinny-ish,
One of
average
them
build
looks like
white
they
dudes
spent a
that
lot
are
of time in
offensive minds.
Louisiana.
All right, Ben Johnson, excuse me.
One
Well,
of
that is
them,
true.
one
That
of
is
them
true.
looks like he spent a lot of time in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with the LSU Tigers, and one of them
They
does
both
not
they both
look anywhere near the
they're
South.
both pretty similar
Bingo.
in my eyes. But yeah, Ben
It is
Johnson, excuse
not
me.
the
Now,
same
Joe Brady
person.
probably shouldn't work in the NFL anymore, but Ben Johnson, yes.
All right, there we go. No, yeah, all right. Moving on. Texans, Bengals, Colts, and you could throw the Browns in this as well. All keep their playoff hopes alive somehow, some way. They all squeaked out a win. It was the Colts didn't squeak out a win. They kind of just killed the Steelers, but the Bengals, Texans, and Browns all, I think they were all field goal games, right?
Yeah.
The
Bengals, I
the
mean,
Bengals. We were
that was a good game.
and yeah,
The
they all
Bengals
were
Vikings
field goal
game was
games.
good for
Wow.
no reason. Nick
That's-
Mullins and Jake Browning put on a show, and I was rooting for the Vikings there, obviously because of the
Yeah.
AFC, and they just couldn't do it. I guess you just can't stop Jake Browning. I don't know. He's just different. He's good.
Fuck Jake Browning. I don't care, but I think it's
Yeah.
more or less just like
Yeah.
that was a classic Vikings fumble. That was a classic Vikings like
You know what
they
else
lost
that
a
was
close
classic
game.
of?
Yeah.
A Brian Flores defense just needing a stop on a 3rd and long and just not
Yep.
being able to do it, and all of a sudden the team
That's-
wins every single year.
Classic.
Classic Brian Flores.
Classic. Yeah, no, that's classic. Fuck the Bengals. Fuck the Colts for having the ease of having the
Yeah.
easy breezy game of playing Mitch Trubisky. You're always going to win those.
You should.
You're going to win those. Yeah, you have to. And they did. They smoked them. And then who's the Browns?
Yeah.
God damn it! I feel like the Browns every week I don't know how
Dude,
they win.
Did you see his
I
stat
don't know
line,
how they
though?
fucking win.
Did you see his stat
Joe
line?
Flacco threw 3
I know
picks.
it threw
And they
three
were
picks.
all
Dude,
really bad.
And bro, he threw for
Yeah.
a million yards for
Well, 'cause
sure.
Justin
He threw
Fields threw
3
two.
picks, and I'm like,
It's
Bears.
Justin Fields threw
How could you
two,
not
and Joe
fucking
Flacco
capitalize
still
and
threw for
win, dude?
374
God
and 2
damn it.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, let's put a caveat on one of Justin Fields' picks, because it was a touchdown that
Oh yeah.
somehow Darnell
Yeah.
Mooney just kicked directly
Oh,
at
yeah.
a Browns player, and then he intercepted it in the end zone.
It
The game was
landed in
over.
his chest, bounced up, and he kicked it, and then
Yeah.
the Browns player was like, "Oh, here it is."
I'm not
But I
blaming
mean, I
Justin
don't
on
know.
that
The
one. The
Browns,
other
the Browns
one,
are just a
absolutely,
team
but-
right now that just know how to win. And I mean, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
You
yeah,
hate to see the 3 picks, but also, I mean, he had a good day. Other than that, so I don't know. But I don't know what to say about them. And the Texans play them this week, and it's going to be. I mean, we need all hands on deck. So I'm because I am very worried about that.
they just keep winning games. That's not going to be sustainable in the playoffs. Like they'll lose in the first round. Like Joe Flacco will march into whatever team. I don't know what seed they're going to be. Probably 5th. So they're going to be playing 4th. Fucking, I guess maybe the AFC South. I don't know. I feel like they'll lose, and it's just going to be like, fuck, if we just had a quarterback, the thing that the Browns have always needed, a quarterback.
Huh.
But going back to what we were talking about with all these AFC teams, the AFC's hell right now. It's pissing me off. And Stoney, I know your team is doing extremely well right now, but even you're probably like,
It's in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
you're in the back of your mind, and also you're like, God damn it, if I can just have the Ravens lose,
Yeah.
I'm like getting.
I think Dolphins Ravens will take care of itself next week, or not this upcoming week, but New Year's Eve. I think they're both gonna probably be in the same position that they are right now, 1 and 2, and then that'll kind of determine who gets home field. But right now, the Cleveland Browns at 9 and 5 are the 5 seed. Bengals at 8 and 6 at the 6 seed. The Colts are 8 and 6 as the 7 seed. The Texans are 8 and 6 as the 8 seed, and the Buffalo Bills not dead yet. 8 and 6
are hot right
That's
now.
the
I
9
mean,
seed.
we obviously will talk about that, but I
God
don't
damn
know.
it.
Also, I mean, but I do. I want to talk about the Dolphins and the Ravens.
They're hot on our ass.
Stoney, I
They're hot
assume
on
you
our
know
ass
this,
right
but
now.
2 very interesting games coming up for both teams. Because the Dolphins play the Cowboys next week, and then the Ravens play the 49ers next week.
Yes.
Yeah, that's two very interesting games.
On Monday night. Yeah. Christmas night. It's a great Christmas present to have. You open all your presents in the morning, you have lunch, and you get your afternoon nap in, and then you get to start drinking the cocktails. All of a sudden, Ravens Niners. That's the last present of the day. That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman going to be calling the game on ESPN. It's
gonna be great.
Like cool all around, dude. So, let's just hope our Dolphins buddy, our Dolphins friend Stoney gets a nice little Christmas present with Brock Purdy, the MVP, going off against the Ravens. And sending them.
It's looking more and more like Brock Purdy's just gonna.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, you can't deny.
It's gonna fucking happen. He's like first in almost every passing statistic.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna happen. I mean, I don't like it because to me, it's not an exciting MVP. It's not an exciting MVP race. We're kind of going on tangents here, but it's not exciting. But you just got to be like, all right, do you go with the best quarterback because it's a quarterback's award, or do you go with like the other guy, Tyreek Hill, might have 2,000 yards? I mean, is it still a chance for Tyreek to have 2,000 yards? If he doesn't hit 2,000 yards, I don't know if you call him MVP. You just got to say, all right, Brock Purdy, the guy, the 1 seed, who has his projected numbers for the rest of the year are crazy. Yeah. He's projected to have like 4,600 yards, 35 touchdown passes, like 9 picks, with 119 quarterback rating. That's Aaron Rodgers' numbers.
You can't argue with that. That's ridiculous.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So hopefully they beat the Ravens and kind of make it easier for y'all in the AFC, and hopefully the Colts and the Bengals start fucking losing games.
I just want to be in the picture. I
so badly want my Texans to fucking move up to 7.
That's really what I'm worried about.
7 were
goddamn Colts are just
they just
AFC.
And
the Colts play the Falcons next week.
AFC is just a fucking bloodbath. It's making us lose our minds.
They're gonna beat them.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Taylor Heineke's gonna do it for you. You're fine. No, I do feel bad for y'all because I think the Dolphins can clinch a playoff spot technically this week, and then they can clinch the division the next week. If they win the next 2, they win the division. So then you get home field advantage. Like you get at least 1 game at home, if not 2, if you're beating both the Cowboys and Ravens. So it's going to be an interesting path. Speaking of the Buffalo Bills, they murdered the Dallas Cowboys. It wasn't even a contest from the beginning. It was over.
Yeah.
Typical, classic Cowboys. Classic Cowboys.
Every year.
We in the back of our minds, we were like, we all kind of want to be like, Cowboys they look different. They look different this year. Maybe it's a different kind of year. I support it. Then they play a good team late in December or mid to late December, and it's like, you couldn't do it. You're not even close to doing it. You're just not there. You're just never there. It's always going to be the case. It's always going to be the case for we them boys.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Cowboys, they're incredibly good at home. They may not get a home playoff game. They're
I mean,
they're on the outside looking in.
They're very lucky the Eagles lost. They're very lucky the Eagles lost.
So right now, according to NFL.com, the Dallas Cowboys are the number 2 seed in the NFC. So as of right now, if the season ended today, they would host a playoff game until they played the San Francisco 49ers because it will be the San Francisco 49ers. And if I jinx that, I'm not sorry. I don't want to see them.
I mean, it's also – I want to talk about this Bills thing. I mean, Josh Allen
Bills are playing
15 passes and completed 7. And they – what?
Yeah. Oh. We got to talk about Sean McDermott giving the game ball to Josh Allen and not
mind you,
literally anyone else
5 carries, 179 yards, and a touchdown. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
the Bills had 265 yards rushing or something like that. Josh Allen had 60 or 70 something yards passing. Josh Allen gets the game ball. For what?
Bad look.
For why?
I don't know. I mean, it's not a terrible look because it's still like, it's a star quarterback. But at the same time, if I'm James Cook, who he had such a good game, he had his best game of his career by far, and you're just looking at your coach giving the ball to a different guy. You're like
the guy that handed the ball off every time.
Yeah. It's like,
Like
bro,
you do the work.
why is he getting that ball and not me? But whatever. I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck that much. But at the same time, he's like, it's
Yeah.
wild he's getting the game ball.
Yeah.
You know? It's wild that I'm not in
Sean McDermott
consideration right
racist
now. I'm not in
confirmed?
contention for
Question
that game
mark?
ball. It's weird. Super weird.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I can't. He's all over the place.
Well, he's given 9/11
Yeah,
speeches. I don't know.
Yeah.
He is. I think Sean McDermott is a little bit more of a psycho than we think. I don't know if it's in a good or a bad way, because like psycho coaches who do the things that he does, like make decisions like that, and also do the 9/11 stuff, like talking about like we need to work together, like the 9/11 terrorists, the hijackers. Like, I feel like either A, you're a psycho good coach, or B, a psycho bad coach. And
Yeah.
I feel like given the Josh Allen game
'Cause
ball is proving to him to be a psycho bad coach.
I feel like Dan
he just-
Campbell's a
he's-
psycho good coach.
I don't know. He's a
You
psycho.
know,
He's blinded.
He's psycho
He's
in the
blinded
good
by
ways.
something.
Yeah. But then you do this, you start talking about 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
giving Josh
That's
Allen the
the
ball
good
after
coach.
completing 7 passes. It's like,
Like-
ooh, that's psycho in a bad way, you know? But yeah, honestly, Sean McDermott's been having like a downfall the past like 4 weeks. Because up until then, it was like he was, obviously they've had a shaky year. But I feel like when you talk about the Bills, especially in the years past, it's like you talk about Sean McDermott. It's like, oh, he's good. And then all of a sudden, people are like, 9/11, racist, bad coach. Like it's good. I mean, get him out of there. But it's interesting. I don't know.
He's probably not. I mean, they didn't make the playoffs. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, they're in do or die mode every week right now, and they're doing it every single week. They're just showing up. They're beating the tar out of teams. Like they almost beat Philly a few weeks ago before Philly started to fall apart. They're playing their best football at the right time and the time they needed it the most. So it sucks. I don't want to see them. I don't like what I'm seeing on the TV every time I watch the Bills the last few weeks. Hate it.
Yeah, they're
Have the
pretty
Dolphins
nasty
already
right
played
now.
them
They're
twice
pretty-
this year?
It's like, wow, they're clicking on all cylinders.
Ooh, interesting.
No, we
they
play
play
them
in the last game of the season.
Last game of the season in Miami. So
I mean, the Bills have the Chargers after this or next week. That's a win. Then they have the Patriots in Buffalo. That's a win. They have a great opportunity to win out. And then if that happens, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. So it's just going to be one of those. Like it was the Bills all along.
I assume they're going to.
It was the Bills going to make the
Bills
one of
like
those
a team. Yeah, like
late seeds all along.
Especially, I didn't even know what the rest of their schedule is. Like they're for sure going to get in. So.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
one of the Texans and the Colts.
The Texans can kill themselves off next week,
right?
If
y'all have to
if
play
we lose
each
to the
other
Browns, we're kind of killing ourselves.
Yeah, we have to play the Colts last game of the season.
Well,
yeah, and especially because the Colts and the Jags
we lose one out of the next
easy
3,
fucking
we're out.
Even though Trevor Lawrence is in concussion protocol, he's probably not going to play this week. But still, like they still have to play the Panthers next week. That would be,
you might never hear from me again if the Colts end up winning this division. You might never hear from me again if the Colts and Gardner Minshew and Shane Steichen win the division and he gets coach of the year and they go to the playoffs and have a home playoff game and it's gonna be that's for sure wild card Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Like first one on ESPN or whatever. Like that's got to be the Colts and whoever they host, and then they'll get their ass kicked. They'll get their ass kicked by someone, and it's like, oh well, there goes that.
If the Colts win the division, I am getting hair extensions and a fake mustache, and I am Minshew mania.
Dude, I hate Gardner Minshew right now.
I love him.
No,
I love him. I love him.
No,
he's a Mississippi State fan. He wanted to come. They wouldn't let him.
Here's the deal.
He's just a Mississippi boy.
What the Colts are doing
I can't not love him.
is fucked up because I've always liked Gardner Minshew.
It's understandable, but
and now they're turning him against me like this, and it's kind of something I don't appreciate. And I think it's wrong. I think it's blatantly disrespectful. And I can't stand his stupid his whole thing about him. I can't stand looking at him right now. I usually think that's rad, but I can't. Just lose. Exactly.
No, I get it.
It's supposed to be our story. We're supposed to be the story.
They were
We're supposed to be the story, not y'all. All right? It's not fucking fair, dude. And now our quarterback's out with an injury. I know theirs is too. But god damn it, We're supposed to be the fucking fun, like, oh wow,
Also,
they're supposed to be bad, but they're really good. But we can't have two in the same division.
You might have
Come on,
They
dude.
don't. Well,
They
their
never let us have
scoring
shit,
this year
dude. They
was
never
supposed
let
to
us
be
have shit in this
rookie
house, dude.
quarterback comes
They're like,
in,
oh,
looks
Peyton Manning
good,
for years.
gets hurt
You can't do
early.
anything.
That sucks. But next year is going to be interesting. They're going to be fun next year. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This shouldn't be happening.
They can't let us. They never let us have shit, dude. Never let us have shit. Oh, let's draft Andrew Luck. What are you gonna do now for the next 10 years? I'm like, fucking nothing, I guess, dude. And then that goes away, and they're like, Phillip Rivers, what are you gonna do now? And I'm like, I guess nothing.
Then the year when they're like, we're going to start Carson Wentz at quarterback,
we're just doing it.
we
We're just
win
doing it
3
because
games.
fucking
You know,
no reason.
we're not
just-
into like
there's no reason
when they
to-
take a year off, we take a year off. It's ridiculous, dude. Whatever. Yeah.
And if you want more
Check it out.
Texans rants, head over to Off the Gridiron on our Apollo HOU YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button so you don't miss out on these awesome rants and great costumes by Garrett as well. It's becoming a weekly thing. It's becoming a little bit alarming. I don't know what was going on yesterday. I haven't watched the episode yet, but it was a pretty crazy costume. So at least there was no sinks inside. So that was good.
That was my number
It's really
one
hard.
John
It's
Christian
hard.
Kaimi Fairbairn. I was gonna say his whole name.
Yeah.
But
It's like Tua's real name, and I don't know how to do it.
I can't say that.
I have no idea.
Kaimi Fairbairn fan. Go check it out for more. It was
It was
actually
a good
fun
episode,
yesterday.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is I just got heated just now,
Yeah.
but it was fun yesterday.
for sure.
But fuck,
Drew Lock.
You know what else was
God damn
fun? Drew Lock
I told
putting
you.
on the jacket.
Putting on
the jacket.
I told you, dude. I said it. I was like, Drew Block make some plays, man. I don't know. I think maybe they have a chance to make it closer or even win. They fucking did it, dude. Seattle, we back on top, dude.
So
We're back.
the Seahawks fly higher than the Eagles. They are 8-0 in their last 8 meetings
was
against
a
the
dime.
Eagles. Drew Lock throws a beautiful pass to Jackson Smith and Jigba, which looked identical to the Rose Bowl game last year, where JSN had the same route right in the corner of the end zone against Utah, Ohio State. It was the exact same play. Jalen Hurts throws 2 picks. Jason Kelsey gets called for some false starts because he's deciding to move the ball a whole half a yard or a yard ahead on a tush push before he hikes the ball. He literally takes it and moves it a full yard in front of him. I was like, this is awesome. I love it. Keep doing it. And I was like, that's when I started to like the tush push. I was like, look, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I love it.
Yeah, I love how different teams now, like week 1, the Chiefs, they had their tackle like move before everyone, or like he started all the way back, like literally almost in the backfield. Like, and then the NFL was like, you can't fucking do that. And they're like, oh, there's never been anyone that said we couldn't do it. And so like the Eagles are like, all right,
knock it off.
like,
Dude.
he's like, well, hey, quit doing that. And they're like, I don't know, we just fucking try. We fuck around, dude. We fuck around, dude. I don't know. I mean, it's
I can't. I don't know. what's
on
going
top
on
of
there.
that, like the Eagles are in absolute hell right now. The Eagles are in hell.
Mm.
They're I was talking to Jerry about it because we were watching the game last night. I was like, do you know they switched defensive coordinators over the week? Like that doesn't really happen with good teams in December. Like you don't just switch over defensive play calling.
No.
And now the person calling defensive plays is Matt Patricia, who we all know is not the best at that.
Literally gave Philly a Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
And to Nick Foles of all quarterbacks. Yeah. It's
yeah. I mean, he let Nick Foles have like a monster game against him in the Super Bowl. And then he just let Drew Lock just drive down the field 92 yards in like a minute and scored the game winner. And honestly, like kind of just capitalize what everyone's been saying like for the last few weeks. Like Philly's broken. They're wrong. Something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then Drew Lock coming in and doing that against them. And then Jalen Hurts throwing the game-losing interception. Capitalizes it all. Like there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
They're
Is
not
Jalen
vibing.
Hurts?
Philly is not vibing.
Is he hurt right now? Is that what's going on? Like I'm trying to figure out.
I can't.
Yeah,
he's like been beat up because his O line. Honestly, their O line is terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
Their O line is not good.
They're old.
He gets sacked. Like, dude, he has been sacked so many times this year. I think he's beat up, and apparently he was like sick all week
Yeah.
or something.
So they didn't know if he was going to play. I think he got like a crazy flu kind of thing came over. Like that a lot of teams are actually getting right now. Like the Los Angeles Lakers just had it go through their locker room, and a couple of teams outside of football are starting to pick it up, which is weird. But he got sacked early on first quarter where he just got thrown to the ground, landed on his left shoulder. I was like, ooh, that's not good. Didn't look as mobile, even though he was running a lot. They forced him to run a lot. Like a number of QB draws were called last night. What are we doing if his knee's not correct? Why are we making him do a QB draw? Like, why are we calling that or even having that as an audible option? Like, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's just having issues driving the ball down the field right now. Like, and it's a mechanical injury thing. So they were like, just run it, I guess. And it's like, well, if he runs it, he's gonna get hurt even more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they're just in hell with injuries and people getting beat up, and their O line being just kind of trash.
Yeah,
and also defense.
And I mean,
trash.
he's rocking
they're kind of trash right now.
50% completion percentage, 143 yards. He can't throw the ball. I mean, and also that's just shouldn't be the case if you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert and all these guys. I don't know. Something's wrong with him. But did y'all see what Drew Lock did after the game on the field? He was walking around. The cameras picked it up. This is all started going around like an hour ago. But the camera was following him around, and he was going, "Where's Jalen?" Like everyone was like dapping up after the game, and he wanted to go dap up Jalen. And he goes, "Where's Jalen?" And where's Jalen? He couldn't find him, and he went, "Oh, I guess he's sick," and walked away, talking shit. I love it, dude.
What was that? What was that tweet you sent last night?
Jalen Hurts in the press conference afterwards was like,
what was he? He was saying some shit at the podium.
The team wasn't committed enough. He says the team. I think he's kind of calling out his teammates a little bit. I think maybe they got some egos in that room. Even you know what I mean. So I'm not shocked, but sounds like that he's just kind of complaining about the overall commitment from his teammates. And I honestly thought he was saying when I sent that tweet, I thought he was saying he wasn't committed enough. And I was like, dang, what's he saying? But no, he was talking about the rest of the team. But yeah, they're just don't really seem like they care.
And the reporter follows up that question with, "What do you mean by that with commitment?" And he goes, "Commitment. I don't have a dictionary on me right now."
Yeah, that's the
when
answer.
You know
like,
you're pissed.
You could absolutely say like, "Hey, look, we're not committed enough right now. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get this fixed. We're gonna get the ship turned around. We're gonna right these wrongs." And then for him to say, "I don't have a commitment. I don't have a dictionary on me."
All year,
that's
you know how it's
like
been all year. The way people talk about Jalen Hurts, that he's just
you got a little sassy there, dude.
And somebody responded to the tweet underneath where he was talking about how he doesn't have a dictionary, and they were like, he didn't practice this one in the mirror, and it was like because it was like the one time he's breaking. He's always been very sharp and very when it comes to press conferences and interviews and stuff, he's always good, just perfect. But the Eagles are just falling apart, and you can see it on his face, on everyone's face right now.
It's they're down to the 5 seed now, so now every game matters. I mean, they have the Giants twice, and I think they have the Commanders. So it's like you should win all 3 of those games. And Dallas has, I think, Miami, and then I think they have one other tough game as well. Yeah. So they have the driver's seat. They're just not in it right now. They can get into it if they want to next week, but we'll have to wait and see.
They have the Giants. They have the Giants twice, you said, and I think they've played the Commanders twice. I think, right? So
maybe I can't remember. Maybe it's the Cowboys that have the Commanders, but
they got Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Oh well, yeah, okay, so same thing basically. Yeah.
I mean, they should be able to win out. And if they do get that 2 seed, they'll have that home playoff game and stuff. But I don't even know if they can win at home against some teams. I mean, they'll have to be playing the 7th seed, which they can probably win that. But divisional round is going to be fucking tough for them if they have to play like Dallas or even someone else who's kind of frisky right now and ready to and ready to win.
Hey, the Seahawks and the Rams are two teams that are vying for that number 7 seed right now. Those are two teams that could very easily beat the Eagles right now. And we just watched the Seahawks do it.
I think the Rams might dog walk the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
So,
be a problem.
I mean, Eagles, you're in hell. Jalen, buddy. I don't know if you're calling out your teammates or what, but you get a little sassy, dude. And, you know, once the quarterback starts getting sassy,
it's over.
People start getting fired. Moves are starting to become like made. And this is not good. That's not good for the future. You need your quarterback like, no, we are going to get this right. Not, I don't have a dictionary on me.
So I think in the last 3 weeks, they've had a change of defensive coordinator or defensive play caller with Matt Patricia, the Jalen Hurts comment last night in the press conference, and they've had a players only meeting. Wrap it up. Book your Cancun flight. Just get your vacations ready. Philly, it's over. It's over. I don't care if you make the playoffs. It's over one way or another.
Yeah. Not going to the Super Bowl. Not going to NFC Championship game.
Fumble. A wild fumble.
Clear your schedule.
They started out. They were the hottest team in football for like a long time. Now they're yeah.
Hey, I brought it up week 4. I was like, is this the worst 4-0 team we've ever seen? And y'all were like,
that's just a very bold
maybe.
Well, I mean,
maybe.
We're not just going to be like, maybe.
There's still like.
You did. You were on it.
Hey, I'm just saying I saw it. I saw it coming.
They're still going to win out. They're going to win out and probably get that 2 seed. And, you know, if any team getting the 2 seed is like bad, then I want to be fucking terrible. I want to be bad. I want to be
shout out Seahawks. Shout out the boys.
Eagles, have fun with your
every
Cancun
time I
flights,
count them out, they
can't
prove me wrong. So
yeah, awesome win.
Every time you count them out,
no.
Hey Noah, are the Commanders better than the Seahawks?
That's a pretty obvious statement.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Also, I said that in private. We've never even talked about that on the program.
But our conversation a few months ago, you were ready.
We talked about that. We talked about that.
Yeah, I'm bringing it on the program, dude. I don't care.
I'm bringing it on the program.
Take it down.
I'm good. Fuck, dude. You were like, we argued about it like for the entire night. I was like, you don't really believe
way better. Like, no, I just thought they were going to be better. And they've had.
Better.
I'm going to go listen to our
some flashes. I mean, obviously they're not good now, but they've had their moments this season. I know, but they had their moments. And Sam Howell's had a good. I mean, they had like things going on.
I'm going to go listen to our
season, but yeah, no, the Seahawks still pull it out, but. I'm starting to think this isn't a Geno thing either, though. It's just because that was my question. But I mean, if Drew Lock's doing that, I mean, I think it's just a good team overall. I think they just got good stuff going on. But also, you've been Mr. Geno Smith as their Lord and Savior, and I was just kind of like, I think he's okay. And if Drew Lock can do what he did last night against the Eagles, and I think it's just a Pete Carroll thing. I think Pete Carroll's a big dog. You have been, you have been, but also I've been saying Geno Smith is.
I've been saying the Seahawks are good,
and I think
that's all right.
He's just more of a system. I think he's a good system quarterback there.
Yeah. He's fucking been injured.
Brock Purdy's way better.
Hey, Brock Purdy's a system quarterback too.
This was the Week 15 review of Play Action Takes. We just watched a lot of football this weekend, and we're gearing up again. We got a Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, heading into Christmas Eve games, Christmas Day games.
Yeah.
You get 3 Christmas Day games. It's the NBA's got to be pissed. NBA's just got to be so mad. They're like, here's our day. Yeah. We've got Christmas. And all of a sudden, back-to-back years, there's been NFL. 3 games a day on Christmas Day. We're excited.
Yeah.
Playoffs quickly approaching. So, shout out to Zing Zang. Shout out to Celebrity Mint for sponsoring this episode. Go get your Zing Zang Blazing Bloody Mary mix today. Get into the holiday spirit with the Blazing Bloody Mary. And go check out CelebrityMint.com. Go check out all the awesome collectibles that they have. Mike Tyson, Ric Flair. Woo!
Let's do it.
This has been Play Action Takes. We watched a lot of football. Let's keep doing it.
Yep.
Me too,
Let's keep doing it. I'm getting anxious, but let's do it. Watch football. Watch NFL.